I want to show you a little bit about OneNote as I'm going to ask you to prepare your theological dictionary using OneNote. The first thing to say about OneNote is that there are different versions. They can all access a OneNote notebook. So it doesn't necessarily matter which one you're working from as long as you remember the credentials you use to create that. That is, which one Microsoft account you use to create that, and you remember your password. So you can use that with if you're on a Windows machine, you used a Microsoft account to activate that Windows machine, you can do it in there. If you have a Hotmail account, which is free, you can do it from there. You can, if you've got an Office 365 or an Office account of some sort, you'll have access to these varying versions of OneNote. But just real quickly, OneNote for Windows 10 is a free app that came pre-installed in Windows 10 and in Windows 11. It looks like that. It's a bit of a simplified version of Microsoft OneNote. There is a mobile app that you can use. I'm not going to try to demonstrate that for you right now. But you can download it from your Play Store or the App Store in an iPhone. And then there is a version for Mac, and there's a version for the desktop. This is the feature-rich. This is actually the original Microsoft OneNote. Is this more sophisticated version that I prefer to be in. But for now, I'm going to work from the web version of that. Just because I suspect that's what most people are going to use. So when you've logged into your Microsoft account, whether it's one that has an email like Outlook or not, what you're going to see up in this top left-hand corner is a waffle. It's called an app launcher, but you select that waffle and you look down here, and what you'll see is OneNote, and it's going to give you a version of OneNote for the web, and it'll be work great. If that's what all you want to do is just the web version, it works really well. Once it's loaded up, we'll just kind of hang out here and talk about it. I can tell you dad jokes for a while. I wondered why the baseball was getting larger, and then it hit me. But once we're there, we'll be able to you see there, it says new notebook. So you just type in the new notebook that you want, because I want to be able to see your notebook. I'd like you to give it your last name. So I'm going to call it last name just so I don't get confused. And then theological dictionary. And then you create that. And once you've created it, it's gonna pull up for you. Again, you can wait a little bit to tell your kids dad jokes if you need to. Apparently the computer didn't want me to tell a dad joke because it got moving fairly quickly. But these two electrons were walking down the street, and one electron said, two atoms were walking down the street, and one said, I lost an electron. The other said, are you sure? He said, yeah, I'm positive. Okay, so now that you've got this last name theological dictionary created, you'll see that there's a drop-down menu there that will show you what notebooks you have available within that account. Okay, so you want to work in your own notebook, and then what you're going to do is you can add sections to that notebook based on what you need, and I don't think you need to do multiple sections. If you want to, based on kind of the weeks, that's fine, but this is the way I would do it, just create one. But you add a section there, so you might say terms, and then each page you can entitle it. So if you were doing the Trinity entry, then you would put Trinity there, and then below that you write what you want to write. And so with each entry, then you're going to create a new page so that the terms can be evaluated and reviewed and whatnot. Notice that once those are created, you can put them in alphabetical order. by reordering those. Just grab and drop. Be a little more dexterous than I was being. But once you're here, it's a basic word processor. You can create numbered lists. You can create bulleted lists. You can indent. You can do some things with justification. There are some other tools that you can use there. But for the most part, you're going to be writing. When eventually you're going to share that notebook, so you're going to share the entire notebook. You don't need to use this for other things so that you can share it with me. But then you're going to share it to Andy Mangum at ptstulsa.edu. And once you're there, you can, I would suggest that anyone with the link can edit for me if I'm the only one you're sharing it with. That'll be fairly easy for me to add some comments to your dictionary entries. So you send that, and ultimately I'll receive notification that you have shared your dictionary with me. So I think that's about all I need to say about OneNote.